Hello, good morning students. See, this is our 10th lecture of statistics, chapter number 3, measures of central tendency. Okay, and see, up to this we complete illustration 24 in your illustration book. I hope you all do that. Total illustrations 1 to 24 and all the formulas. See, formula for mean, 10 methods, formula for median, 3 methods, and then we show in our last lecture that quartile, decile and percentile. Okay, so please remember all this formula because it is helpful to you do these sums. Okay, now see, we will start with our next illustration, that is illustration number 25. See, we show that in our last lecture ungrouped data, group data, that is discrete and continuous group data, quartile, decile and percentile formulas, and now here ungrouped data, quartile, decile and percentile we have to find out in illustration number 25. So first of all I am reading the question. Find out Q1, that is first quartile, D7, that is 7th decile, and P40, that is 40th percentile for the following data showing runs scored by a batsman hits into the 20 innings. See, it is an ungrouped data. We can see that 32, 28, 47, 63 all are given here. That is our ungrouped data. So first of all I am writing the question. Illustration number 25, 32, 28, 47, 63, 71, 9, 60, 10, 94, 96, then 14, 31, 148, 53, 37, 67, 29, 10, 62, 40, 80 and then 54. See, these are the score of 20 innings by one batsman, right? But here we have to find out quartile, decile and percentile, and for that the first rule is that for median, quartile, decile and percentile, the rule is that you have to arrange the data into ascending order. If the data is ungrouped data, you have to first arrange the data into ascending order. Okay, so here I am arranging the data. Here I am arranging the data into the ascending order. That is here 9 first, then 10, then see 14 is here, right? Okay, then 28, then 31, sorry 29. See, we have to tick that this one, then 14, this, then 28, then 29, 10 two times, sorry, 10 two times, so here we have to write 2 times 10, 10, 10, 14, 28, 29, then 31, 32, then directly 40, then 47, then directly 53, then 62, then 63, sorry, first 60 is here, so 60, then 62, then 63, then 67, so we are missing 54 here. So first 54, then 60, then 62, then 63, then 67, 54, 53, 54, 60, then 62, 63, then 67, right? Now the next one is 71, then 80, and the last one is, no, not last, 96, and then 148. See the total: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. See it carefully. See here, if you are arranging all the data into ascending order, then you can find out the quartile, decile and percentile. Okay, so here I am just arranging the data to find out the quartile, decile, percentile into ascending order. Now your first question, you have to find out Q1. Q1, what is the formula for Q1 for ungrouped data? See, you have to by heart your all the data, all the formulas, because if you don't remember any of the formula, then you cannot get the marks into the statistics. So please be careful, be serious about the formulas. Please read again and by heart that particular all the formulas for sums, right? Now Q1, n plus 1 by 4th observation, that is here 20, n is equal to 20, number of observations are 20, right? So here 20 plus 1 divided by 4th observation, that is 21 by 4th observation. See 5.25th observation. See here, now one twist is there. See, 5th observation is okay. 5th observation you can find out, but 5.25 observation means what? See, you have to write here 5th observation plus. Here you have to write, ignore the main amount, that is 5th. You are writing 5 here, that is 5th observation. Now you have to just write 0.25. See, if 5.75 is there, you have to write 0.75. 5.85 is there, you have to write 0.85. Here the remaining amount you have to write. First of all, you have to write the 5th observation. That is 5, that's why 5th observation. And the remaining one you have to plus, you have to add 0.25 into bracket what? See, the next observation from this one is the 5th observation. Now, what is the next? That is 6th observation minus 5th observation, the original one. See here again, if 5.25 observation. You have to find out the 5.25 observation. Then you have to write first fifth observation, then plus add whichever is remaining 0.25 here. That's why I'm reading here 0.25 is 5.75 is here. Then you have to write 0.75 whichever is remaining. Fifth observation plus 0.85 and 5.85. 0.85, 0.75 or 0.25, whatever is here, you have to write the remaining one. 0.25 into bracket the next of these. Fifth observation, then the next is 6. If here the seventh observation, the next is 8. If here the 10th observation, the next is 11. Right? You have to write here the next observation of these. Right? So sixth observation minus fifth observation, that will. What is the fifth observation first? Fifth observation 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. See here, this one is the fifth observation. So here you have to write 28 plus 0.25 into bracket. What is the sixth observation? Next one, sixth observation is 29. So 29 minus fifth observation, that is 28. So here you have to first open the bracket, then multiply and then add. Right? So here BODMAS rule. 28 plus 0.25 into 1. Right? 29 minus 28, that is 1. Then multiply these 1 to 0.25. Again it is 0.25 because multiplication of 1 is not important here. The same amount is there. So 28 plus 0.25, here the answer is 28.25. Your Q1 first quartile is 28.25 runs. Right? Here it is your Q1. First of all, write down this and then I will explain you the next, that is D7. Right? Write down this first because I have to remove that. You have to keep in mind that whenever here the point is there, you have to write that particular observation plus remaining amount, that is 0 point. You have to write down 0 point, that remaining amount, that is 25, and then next observation of these minus this original observation, and you can get the answer. Okay, so this is the method. Okay, now I am removing that and find out the D7. If you miss here, you can see the video again and write down these, please. Now the second question is D7. Seventh decile is equal to, what is the formula? 7 into n plus 1 by 10th observation. See here in the quartile you have to write 4 in the denominator because it is a quartile. The data is divided into 4 parts. Here in decile you have to write the 10 in the denominator because we have to divide the data into 10 equal parts. Okay, so here is the data D7. D7 is equal to 7 into n plus 1 by 10th observation is equal to 7 into 20 plus 1 by 10th observation. See, if you don't understand the formula here in practical, you can understand all these things. Okay, so just remember the formula, nothing else. 7, 21 by 10 observation, that is 7 into 2.1 observation, (14.7th observation. Again here point is there, right? So you have to write this one first of all. 14th observation plus what is the remaining here? 0.7. 14 is here, so the remaining is 0.7. 0.7 into bracket. What is the next of these? Next of these is 14, then 15. That is 15th observation minus original, that is minus 14th observation. You have to write here 0.7 into the remaining, that is 0.7 into what? The next observation, that is 15th observation, minus the original observation, that is the 14th observation. You have to compulsory write like this. Okay, now see the 14th observation. Which one is the 14th observation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, you have to see this one into the ascending order data, not into the row data. If you are seeing in the row data, your answer is always wrong. So keep in mind that you have to first the data in ascending order, right? Arrange the data into the ascending order, and then you can find out the 14th observation from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one is the 14th observation, right? 62 is your 14th observation. So 62 plus 0.7 into bracket 15. Next one is 15, that is 63. 63 minus 14th original, that is 62. 63 minus 62, that is here the 15th observation minus 14th observation. 62 plus 0.7 into 1. First of all, you have to subtract this. 63 minus 62, that is 1. Now 1 into 62, that is 1 into 0.7, that is 0.7 as it is. So your answer is 62.7. D7 is equal to 62.7 is your answer. Okay, so it is also same as Q1. Here in Q1 you have to multiply with 0.25, 6th observation minus 5th observation. Here in D7 you have to multiply the remaining, that is 0.7 into next of these, that is 15th observation minus 14th observation. Okay, so here it is your D7. First of all, write down this, and then we have to write the next one. See, what is the next one? Next one is P40. Okay, I am removing that. You have to write all these things into your example book, compulsory. Now the third question is P40, that is 40 percentile. What is the formula for that? 40 into bracket. Now see, we have to find out percentile, so we have to write 100 into the denominator because we are dividing the data into 100 equal parts. That's why n plus 1 divided by 100 observation, right? 40 into bracket n plus 1 by 100 observation, that is 40 into bracket 20 plus 1 by 100 observation, into bracket 21 by 100. So here 14 into bracket 0.21 observation, right? So 40 into 0.21, that is 8.4th observation. Observation, you have to multiply these two, that is 8th observation first plus remaining is 0.4. So 0.4 into bracket next of these, that is ninth observation. Next of 8 is ninth observation minus the original one, that is 8th observation. Okay, so what is 8th observation first? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. This one is the 8th observation, that is 32 here plus 0.4 into bracket. Next one is 90. 90th observation is 4. 9th observation is 40 minus original observation, that is 32. See, in previous Q1 and D7, the next observation is 29 minus 28. The next observation here 63 minus 62. That is 1. But here the difference is 8. 40 minus 32. So here you have to write 32 plus 0.4 into 8. You have to multiply these two. 32 plus 3.2. That is 35.2. Your P40 is 35.2 runs. Okay, so here the difference is the different here 40 minus 32, that is 8. So here 8 into 0.4, that is 3.2, and the total is 32 plus 3.2, that is 35.2 runs. Okay, and you have to write one line under that. Thus the value of Q1, D7 and P40 are 28.25 runs, then 62.7 runs, and then 35.2 runs respectively. Okay, so this is your answer and this is your 5 marks sum. So please be serious about that. Here is your 5 marks sum is over. First of all, write down this and then I will explain you the next one. Okay, see, this is the sum of ungrouped data. Okay, and we will see the formula of that and practically do that all the sums, that is Q1, D7 and P40. Now the next question is for the group data, and also it is most important sum. You can write here, it's a very IMP sum, right? Now I am reading the question first. Illustration number 26. The following data refer to the milk quantity in a 90 bags filled by a machine in a dairy. Milk content in milliliters 48, 485 to 490, 490 to 495. See, it is which type of data? It is continuous group data, right? And see here, it is inclusive or exclusive? See, it is an exclusive data, right? So here you have to write the question first. See the milk content, that is the glass is given, number of bags, that is the frequency is given, and into the into this type of sum, that is whenever you have to find out the median, quartile, decile and percentile, you have to just make one extra column, that is cumulative frequency, right? And we have to find out here, find Q3, that is third quartile, then D2, that is second decile, and then P55, that is 55 percentile. Okay, and then interpret them. We have to also interpret all the answers, that is Q3, D2 and P55. Okay, so first of all I am writing a question. You have to prepare just 3 columns only. First, the first 2 is the question, milk contained in milliliter, and number of bags, that is your frequency, and you have to find out just cumulative frequency, that is CF. Now the question 485 to 490, 490 to 495, 495 to 500, then 500 to 505, and then 505 to 510. The frequency is 5, then 21, then 33, then 23, and then 8. What is the total first? Make the total, or you can say here, if you find out the cumulative frequency, your last cumulative frequency is the total of your frequency. So here in first cumulative frequency you have to write just 5 plus 21, that is 26, plus 33, that is 59, plus 23, that is 82, and then plus 8, that is 90. Yes, your total N is equal to 90. Your total frequency is equal to 90 here. And your cumulative frequency is 5, 26, 59, 82 and 90. Okay, now you have to find out here first Q3. See, it's a continuous group data. That's why for that we have to first of all find out the class of Q3. We have to find out first into the median. We are finding out the median class first in the continuous group data. That's why here again we have to find out the Q3 class, that is third quartile class, for to find out the Q3 originally. Now therefore Q3 class is equal to class of 3 into n by 4th observation. See, you don't have to write here n plus 1, because into the continuous group data the formula is n by 4, not n plus 1 by 4. Okay, so here 3 for third quartile, 3 into n by 4th observation. So class of 3 into n is equal to what? 90. So 90 by 4th observation. So class of 3 into 90 by 4, that is 22.5. And here into 3, that is 67.5. Class of 67.5th observation. See, we have to see this 67.5 into cumulative frequency column, which it comes under that. See here, it lies between 60 to 82. After 59, it lies between 60 to 82. That means here 67.5 class is this is the 67.5th class, right? Class of 67.5th observation is here, comes under here 500 to 505. So here therefore you can say Q3 class is equal to 500 to 505. Now for that, first of all, what is L? See here, 500, 500. So you have to write L is equal to 500 as it is no change. So L is equal to 500. Then what is that? N by 4. Sorry, 3n by 4, that is 67.5. Then CF. What is CF? See, the CF is the cumulative frequency of the previous class of Q3 class. That is, previous class of Q3 class is equal to 59. Here is the cumulative frequency. Your CF is equal to 59. Right? Now, what is that? Now frequency. Frequency is equal to, here the frequency of the Q3 class. Frequency of Q3 class is 23. And now C. What is C? Class length. Class length is equal to, here the difference of these two. Here, because it is an exclusive data, that's why here the difference of these two is your class length, that is 5. So we have all the values. Now put the values into the original formula. See, this is not a formula. This is, we can find out here the class of Q3. Now original formula for finding out Q3 is equal to, here I am writing out this, Q3 is equal to L plus 3n by 4 minus CF upon F into C is the formula. See, L is equal to what? 500 plus 3n by 4 is equal to 67.5 minus CF is equal to 59 upon F is equal to 23 into C is equal to 5. So you just have to add, you have to apply the BODMAS rule. That's why you have to first subtract, divide, multiply all these things and then add to 500. So here please be serious that if you have to apply BODMAS rule here, because 67.5 minus 59 divided by 33, you don't have to mistake here that you have to add these 500 into the last, right? So we just have to first bracket open, that is 67.5 minus 59, that is 8.5 here, then multiply with 5, then divide with 23. So here 500 plus 85.5, that is 8.5.5, that is 42.5. 42.5 divided by 23. I am writing here, see, 500 plus 42.5 divided by 23, that is 1.8478. So the total is 501.8478. So your approximate answer for Q3 is 501.85. See here, this is your Q3. See, in class data, that is in a continuous group data, first of all you have to find out the Q3 D2 or P55 class here. Then you have to see that class into the cumulative frequency column, right? And find out the Q3 or D2 or P55 class. Then you have to write all these things, that is L, CF, F and C, right? And then apply all the data into the formula and then simplify it. This is your 5 mark sum, but here only one answer is there. You have to find again or remaining 2 answers, that is here D2, that is second decile, and P55. Okay, so here first of all write down these and then we find out the D2, that is second decile, and then P55. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now see. Second decile, that is class. We have to find out the second decile class. Here, what is the formula? 2 into n by 10th observation. That is class of 2 into 90 by 10th observation. That is 2 into 9 observation. And that is 18. Class of 18th observation. See, 18th observations lies between 5 to 26, that is 6 to 26. Okay, so here we can say that the D2 class, therefore D2 class is equal to, see here, (492, 495) is the D2 class, right? So for that, what is the L? L is equal to 490. Then CF, the previous class cumulative frequency, that is 5 here. So CF is equal to 5, F is equal to D2 class frequency, that is 21, and C is equal to difference of these two, that is 490 and 495, the same class length is equal to 5, right? So here the formula is same, but here we have to change this one only. Here we have to write for Q3, other than Q3 we have to write D2, and here we just have to write 2n by 10. Right? So D2 is equal to L plus 2n by 10 minus CF upon F into C. No change into the formula, only change is here. For 3n by 4, other than 3n by 4, we have to write 2n by 10 for D2. Okay, now put the value here, 490 plus 2n by 10, that is 18. Okay, so here I am writing 18 minus CF, CF is equal to 5 upon F, F is equal to 21, and into C is equal to 5 again. Okay, so 490 plus, now 18 minus 5, 13 into 5, 13 into 5 divided by 21. So 490 plus 65 divided by 21 is equal to 490 plus 65 divided by 21 is equal to 3.0952. So here 45 493.0952, or you can say here 493.10 is your D2. Okay, why? Because here 09, but here third digit is 5, so we have to add 1. So 9 plus 1, that is 10, or you can say 493.1 also, that is your D2. See, we have to interpret all this. So first of all, write down in Q3. We missed that. First of all, we have to write down in Q3. Thus the maximum quantity of a milk is 501.85 milliliter in 75% bags having least milk content. You have to write this into the Q3 because we have to interpret all the data Q3, D2 and P55. We have to interpret all this. So you have to write this line as your answer. So please write down this into D3. First of all, write down. Thus maximum quantity of a milk is 501.85 milliliter into 75%. Why 75%? Because Q3 is equal to data up to 75%. That's why 75% bags having least milk content. Okay, so this is the answer for Q3. Now into this you have to write again. Thus maximum quantity of a milk is 493.1 milliliter in 20%, D2, that means 20% in 20% bags having least milk content, So this is the part of your answer. If you write down up to this and don't write this, then you don't get the full marks. Okay, so this is the part of your answer. Please write down this. And last one, we have to find out here the last point, that is P55. So first of all, write down this. I am removing here. Okay, now see, we have to find out P55. So P55 class. First of all, we have to find out the P55 class. P55 class is equal to class of 55 into bracket n by 100 observation, that is class of 55 90 by 100 observation is equal to class of 55 into 90 by 100, that is 49.5th observation is equal to, see, 49.5 observations lies between 26 to 59, right? So we can say that therefore P55 class is equal to (495 to 500), and for that L is equal to what? 495. CF is equal to what? The previous class frequency, cumulative frequency, right? So previous class cumulative frequency is equal to 26. Then frequency of the median class, sorry, QP55 class, that is 33, and the class length of the P55 class, C, is equal to 5. So we just have to put all the values into the formula. What is now? P55 is equal to L plus 55N by 100 minus CF upon F into C. What is L? L is equal to 495 plus 55N by 100 is equal to 49.5 minus CF is equal to 26 upon F is equal to 33 into C is equal to 5. So 49.5 plus 49.5, 495 plus 49.5 minus 26, that is 23.5 into 5 divided by 33 here is equal to 495 plus 117.5 divided by 33. So 495 plus 117.5 divided by 33, that is 3.5606. So the total is 498.5606, and your approximate answer for P55 is equal to 498.56, and this is your answer, but you have to write one line for that to interpret it. That is, thus the maximum quantity of a milk is 498.56 milliliter in 55% bags having least milk content. Okay, so this is the part of your answer. You have to write this and see this 5 mark sum, which is most important sum for your examination, is over here. Please write down this and please do this again and again into your rough book also. You have to write this example in your example book, as well as you have to do by yourself this into your rough book. Now time for homework. Into the exercise 3.4, first question, first, second and third question. The homework is exercise 3.4, question number 1, 2 and 3 in your exercise book. So please write down these and ask me if you have any doubts. Okay, thank you class.